What's the basis of memes? Laughing, criticizing, and heavy emotions. Laughing is entertainment. That's what people are there on social media for. So you need to give people what they want. I look at the biggest creators in the world, whether it's Speed, Aiden Ross, Ashton Hall. They're okay being laughed at. They're okay being memed, but they do this on purpose. They're some of the smartest guys that I know, right? So I was like, okay, let me double down on being a joker. Let's see if that works. And it works. You get 100 million views instead of being taken seriously. You get laughed at, but laugh equals dollars. Jokes equals attention. And ultimately, your goal isn't to be liked or disliked. Your goal is to be known, and your goal is to be seen, because that's what we're here in social media, is to be famous. I don't care what perceptions change. People's thoughts change. What you want is to double down on laughter, the ability to be criticized, or having something that causes like a heavy emotion. That's one of the reasons why the top creators in the world, they provoke a certain emotion. Whether it's anger, fear, frustration. You look at Brian Johnson, he pushes the idea of never dying. You look at Andrew Tate, he pushes the idea of anti-feminism. You look at Speed, he pushes the idea of just traveling the world, connecting now with basically every culture, and he assimilates cultures. You look at Aiden Ross, people just laugh at him. People think he's an idiot, but in reality, the kid's a super genius. And he understands that if he gets laughed at, he doesn't have to be taken seriously. And if you don't get taken seriously, you're not a threat. And if you're not a threat in business, you can print money. So being the joker today is more profitable than it's ever been. So being a meme, becoming a meme, or creating memes around your product persona is infinitely scalable, as long as you understand that attention can be monetized. But you have to have a bucket of monetization, whether it's ad revenue, whether it's a product at the end of the day. And yeah, I think that's the number one ingredient too. Strong emotion isn't enough. You need people to interact. You need something that causes people to say, hey, like, let me go out of my way to comment. Let me give you my energy. Let me give you my time and attention. We post 700 clips a day on the internet. You think I'm reading through every comment? You think I'm going through every single post and being like, okay, what did this person say? I'm not. I don't give a fuck. But I know the pieces of content because of my data that go hard, and we just double down on those time and time again, and they just continue to work. If you have, some sort of meme culture or understanding of what's taking place on the internet, there's two types of memes. There's trending memes and there's lifetime memes. So lifetime memes would be kind of like, most of the lifetime memes are old school, and they're most likely people that are not on the internet. They're like, already kind of like historic figures. Whether you look at the "Why Are You Gay" guy, he's not on the internet, but he's an infinite meme. Then you look at memes that are like trending memes that might last 6 months or a year, like the Ashton Hall running. That meme will have its lifespan, and then he'll have to transition as a character into something else. You look at somebody like Kobby Lame, he's what? He's memeing memes. So the infinite loop that you can do around content needs to be create strong emotion, evoke strong emotion, but that's not good enough. You need people to act. You need people to actually give you the energy and attention, because now you become what? Cemented in their minds. And people don't have big attention spans. So you have to consistently be at the front of their mind. It doesn't matter how, just consistently be at the front of their mind. Whether it's a product, a brand, or a persona, that's the number one game, because what you're fighting against is attention. How many reels or TikTok clips does somebody watch in a day, and how many do they actually remember?
It's a good point.
None. But you're still there, and you're competing against that same territory. And the only way for you to keep that territory is for people giving you their attention, and for people to directly engage with you through strong emotion.
You said attention equals money, laughter equals money, energy equals money. How much would you say the "I studied bro" meme made you?
I mean, we saw a massive surge in sales and subscriptions for Capital Club. And not only that, but once we saw that it was working, we decided to double down on it. So I think we posted 1 or 2 clips that got about 1 million views, because that's what we do. You test proof of concept, and then you look at the engagement, right? What are people saying? What are people commenting? And you dictate sentiment, right? So if the sentiment is just neutral, or you're just getting laughed at, I don't give a fuck. As long as it's not negative sentiment, it's totally fine. So we went from doing 10 million views on that clip saying, hey, actually go all in on this meme. And we did over 120 million views in 3 months, just specifically that clip. Will people remember the meme necessarily? Maybe, maybe not. They'll like it, some won't like it, but they'll remember the face and they'll remember the name. And that's all that matters, because in 10 years from now, I'll have many memes come and go, but the point is to stay top of mind and have strong emotions evoked and create people a desire to what? Interact and engage. This is robotic. This feature, this scrolling feature is robotic, doesn't mean anything. Commenting, giving your energy and attention, that's where the money is at. So take something that's working. Once again, we talk about humility, right? I don't give a fuck what people think. So take humility, double down on it as a creator, see what works. Those people that take themselves too seriously never scale. They never grow because everything's manicured, everything's tailored. You don't want that. You want to be part of the internet. And internet culture is all around memes, dude. I come from the meme coin space in the crypto game. You know, I understand meme coin culture. I understand meme culture. So based on that, we just double down, because the same way people think in crypto, they think about in the real world. What do I want to laugh at? How do I want to be entertained? What provokes strong emotion? That's why sometimes we just have to stir the pot a little bit. And once you find something working, just double down on it and just remember the name. We have farms. Yeah, we have farms. I have Filipinos, people in Vietnam, all day, every single day, commenting, managing sentiment, controlling sentiment. Do you understand that the #1 meme in the world is Donald Trump? He's the #1 meme. He gets memed every single day for something different. You don't think he knows? But he has attention, he has awareness. Do you think he cares that he's the orange man, that he doesn't give a fuck? But he knows how to get people to react. So what you want to do is you want to create the sentiment. We did it in social media now recently, proof of concept, got 250 million views per month. That's what we're averaging. But we also did it in e-commerce back in the day. Back in the day in e-commerce, we were running pet products. And we would tell people, hey, we would run the pet products. We would have people comment, oh, this is a really good product. And our response would be through a third-party account that would look like a real person. Well, can you show me a picture of your dog? And they would comment with the picture of their dog. And I would have another third-party account comment and be like, that dog is super ugly. And everybody would go and attack that profile. It's an imaginary profile, but people wanted to defend that dog. And what does it cause? It causes the algorithm to pick it up and be like, people are engaging with this. Engagement equals what? Attention. Attention equals dollars. And that month we did, I think, 2.4 million.
It's super interesting how the patterns are with social media. That was a pattern I learned doing true crime content, was that people actually cared more about pets being hurt than they cared more about humans being hurt. And it's like, once you've put in enough reps on social media and talked about all these various topics, you realize there's only certain things that go viral with certain twists.